Hi everyone, my name is Sascha, Historic Highlights of Germany. I'm representing 17 destinations in Germany, and today we're speaking about train travel through Germany and to my destinations. And I have someone with me, Sarah, Ask a Concierge.
Yes,
Thank you very much for being with me.
Thank you so much for having me here. This is exciting, and we figure in honor of talking about trains, we are in this wonderful parlor cart right here in Los Angeles. So
Beautiful.
Fun way to talk about train travel.
Yeah, I think so too, because when we go back in time, like I always think that train brought people through further distances and to new places that they want to go. And I think that's something we can talk to about Germany, because it's taking you to great places from the airport, actually.
Exactly.
And that's what I think it's great. You can fly into Germany and directly hop on the train at an airport.
Yes, you can. And you just brought up something that was interesting. It's sort of the original form of transportation. And so there is a historic element about it. And it is just a really convenient way to visit and explore the country. And as you mentioned, they have, train stations at the major airports in the major cities. And then you can easily hop to some of the smaller towns and some of my favorite that are definitely under your umbrella.
Under my umbrella, that's right.
The historic highlights.
I do have a little map with me for everyone who's looking at us now. This is a little map with all the cities that I represent. So it's not the big cities, I have to say. It's not the Berlin, it's not the Munich, it's not the Cologne, and not the Frankfurt. But these are the entry gates to Germany.
Exactly.
So.
Being sort of part of the historic highlights, what I loved about traveling to these destinations is that you were immersed so much more in the culture. Yes, don't get me wrong, big cities are wonderful. You travel a little bit deeper, a little bit more meaningful. You get to experience life a little bit more like the locals. And that for me was what was so great about traveling by train. I feel like I'm traveling like a local with the locals, and then getting to kind of take a step back into time. Because these cities have so much history.
They do,
and
that's true.
They're so easily accessible by train.
And it's really like also this not only easy accessible, but with ease. Yes, all this traveling by train with ease is amazing, because you can just lay back, relax, have a drink if you want to, have a coffee if you want to, or even eat something on the train.
Yes, of course, exactly.
Have you experienced that as well?
I definitely, of course. That was the part that was really interesting and unique for me, the whole train car experience. So you have different cars, there are also different classes, and what I thought was really of note is that if you book in advance, getting something like first class is not actually that much more expensive.
No,
so and it's worth it. It's worth it, every penny. But then you reserve your seat, and then once you're on the train, there's a restaurant, you can order food, different options as well too, whether you want something that's very, authentic and German, or if maybe you want something a little bit lighter that is vegetarian or vegan friendly as well.
Yes, they do have that too. That's a great point, because they evolved their restaurant concept a little bit. So they do have every option now that you can imagine, what you want to eat, what you can eat, what you can't eat, because you have allergies maybe. They will cater to that.
Some of the wonderful cities that I remember connecting through, there's Potsdam, Rostock, there's Würzburg.
Yes, right.
Whether you're wanting to explore and do a night in different towns, or even do a day trip.
There are day trip options from my cities, from the big ones, definitely.
Potsdam, quick, 30 minutes.
It's just 30 minutes.
From Berlin, and then you can go and have this whole wonderful experience. And then, you can go back if you wanted to just stay, at your hotel there. It's so convenient, because all the train stations are located right in the center of the city. You've got one bag, you hop on, you could just roll down the street, go to your hotel, take in a little bit of the culture. And also, all of your destinations, by the way, are very walker friendly as well too.
They are. A little bit be careful with the
cobblestones.
Cobblestones, yes, but that adds to the charm.
It does.
Adds to the charm.
It does add to the charm. Nothing that a good pair of sneakers can't get you through.
True.
When I think back on the experiences that I was able to have there, especially taking my mom, it was so magical. That's really like the best way to kind of describe it. When I think of going and visiting Germany, and I always tell my friends this, is that you have to plan a couple days that you travel by train. You can see the countryside. It's efficient. German efficiency,
of course,
obviously, and again, you just get to really touch and feel history. I like to say culture and history at your fingertips.
Oh, that sounds great. I love that. I love that. So getting back to the point of convenient, I love that as well, because if you go on a train, be sure to download the DB app. It's also available in English, so very easy to navigate for our foreign travelers.
I absolutely love the app. It's very convenient. Nice, so I could plan ahead. So I could see what platform the next train, if I'm connecting, for example, what platform that train will be on, or even get an idea as far as which car I'll be on as well too, and how far I might have to walk, or maybe it's a closer walk. Very convenient.
Right. So, and don't get worried if it doesn't work. You still have the digital signs up. Just always look up into the to the ceiling a little bit. There you see digital signs that tell you, okay, which train is next, which cards are going where, and so yes.
I will be the first to admit that I don't speak German.
That's fine.
I don't speak a lot of German.
We Germans try to speak English, so
but
don't worry about that.
This is very true. This is very true. But being somebody who doesn't speak German, I was very easily able to navigate the signs, the platforms at the train stations, as well as the app as well too. So just for those that might be worried that it might be too much of a challenge if they didn't speak the language, not the case at all.
Not the case.
And everybody's very friendly. If I ever needed to be pointed in the right direction or make sure that I was getting on the right train, whether it was somebody at the train station or even a conductor, you know, this way to Baden-Baden. I'm like, oh, okay. You know?
Wonderful. Lovely to hear that.
It's so, again, just the culture and the charm. Even when you're connecting through maybe some of the bigger stations, always leaving time for a little bit of extra time, just in case, you know, you want to make sure that you're getting from your one train to the next train with ease. But I always would find it as a time to maybe stop by the train station and pick up a local snack or have a cappuccino on the go as well too.
You should do that.
I know. There's so many fun things that you can do. I think the biggest takeaway is that exploring Germany through the railway system is an experience in and of itself.
It is. It definitely is.
And if you really want to be a true visitor to Germany, you have to go by train. Even if not for the whole time, for part of it.
For part of it. And that's totally fine. Yeah.
That's the authentic experience.
It is. It definitely is. And just a tip for all of us, because we were talking about the train connections, I would always recommend, like in the big cities, like 20 to 25 minutes is a minimum if you want to travel with ease, and in the smaller destinations you can usually do like 15 minutes. That will be fine as well.
Oh, it's great. All this talk about train travel is getting
I know, right?
We're gonna have to plan.
We have to plan ahead again a little bit.
Well, I hopefully you guys found this conversation exciting and inspiring, so that maybe you might take the train the next time you go to Germany. I know that will always be part of my future trips when I go back to the country.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Sascha. This is Sarah. We were talking about historic highlights of Germany, 17 beautiful destinations all over Germany, and then taking the train to travel to them.
The best way to travel.
Best way to travel. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks for having me.